up? What's happening, everybody? My name is Charles Blades, and this is the Current Gaming Podcast. Today I'm joined by my cool co-host, David Morgan. What's going on, man?
Oh, not much, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm joined by Cheyenne Clark. How's it going?
Hello.
And Aaron M. Weeks, at Aaron M. Weeks himself. Aaron Weeks, how's it going, bud?
Good, how are you?
Dude, this house right now is insane. The way... You haven't seen it yet, but shit is going to happen on this live show, or this show on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't like that you watch the live feeds because you're always a little bit ahead. That's too much.
So... Oh, it is one of the best things that has happened in many years in Big Brother. I'm
a big fan of Kevin. He's a real shit starter. Like
Kevin's fantastic. Kevin has made everybody believe Ramses took the money, which is the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah.
And
Ramses did literally nothing and just got fucked.
The scene where he was wrapping his... All right, David and Cheyenne, you guys can comment on this. So there's this guy named Kevin. He's like this 50-something-year-old, like, kind of mafia-looking guy from Boston. And he wraps his stomach up in saran wrap before he goes to sleep at night to lose weight. Now, I'm not a scientist, but does that check out?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
He, like, wrapped
Trying
himself
to make
up.
the fat cells, like, compact.
Yeah, he said, he's like, you sweat at night, so it's like you did 100 sit-ups. You didn't do anything.
No.
It was someone that he says it,
Kevin.
and the guy he's sleeping with was like, is it working? He's like, I don't sleep well. So no, not really. It was pretty great. But we got a cool show for you this week. We're going to be talking about some Overwatch stuff, some PUBG stuff, as usual. But to start it off, we're going to talk about the game of last summer, which is Pokemon Go. And they had a Pokemon Go Fest, so it's basically a Pokemon Go Con, whatever you want to call it, in Chicago last week. And kind of shit hit the fan a little bit, is to say the least. So there's funny, like, clips you can go watch all over the place. Basically, what happened was, at the event, Pokemon Go just didn't work. Like, you could not play the game at the event for the game. Which, if you've played Pokemon Go, you're accustomed to the game not working. But for the game not to work at the Pokemon Go Con is just hilarious. And it led to a bunch of great scenes on their Twitch and stuff like that of, like, the CEO of Niantic coming out and being like, all right, guys, who's having fun? And just everyone booing them. And just being like, there's people chanting, fix the game. And shit like that. And, like, somebody threw a water bottle at somebody at some point. It's pretty... There's another great one where they're playing with this little kid. Or they're doing, like, field interviews, and they go up to this little kid. They're like, well, have you caught anything? How's it going for you? And the little kid's like, I haven't been able to play. And it's so funny. It's so funny. But, like, yeah, so they refunded everybody their money for the event. There's a lawsuit going on right now where the people from the event are, like, gonna sue Pokemon or Niantic for their travel and other, like, harm, which is frivolous, like, which doesn't work at all. It's not how the world works. But, like, they're doing it anyway. I doubt that'll get far. But yeah, what do you guys? So none of us still play Pokemon Go, right?
No.
Do you know anybody in your life that plays Pokemon Go?
Not that I know in person. No.
I work with a couple people that do.
No, I don't know anyone.
Who are the? Okay, so you work with people that do. Are they like kind of normies?
What's that? You cut out a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are the people you work with that play Pokemon Go still? Are they just like normal everyday people, or are they like gamer people?
He plays games. Like,
okay.
He actually just bought a Switch too, so he's been real into that.
Okay, I didn't know like what the demographics of the people still playing it are. I was just kind of curious about that. But this doesn't do Pokemon Go any favors. I'm sure we can say that. Do you think Pokemon Go will ever?
The reason everybody stopped playing was because it didn't work and it got stale because there weren't enough features and you couldn't battle people, you couldn't trade, and
both things you still can't.
Being disconnected all the time was kind of a bummer. So this being the only publicity the game has gotten in the last year is not a good sign for them.
Yeah, I don't. Do you think Pokemon Go can ever make a comeback, Cheyenne?
I mean, I don't.
No, I don't think so. I haven't heard of it. Like, I remember last summer, like, it was absolutely insane. You would go to, like, a park, and it would be filled with people getting Pokemon, and it just has not been the same since, and I really don't think that they can do anything that will bring back that spark.
Because it was a fad.
Yeah, I don't ever see it coming back, and definitely the way it was originally, but, like, yeah. I think they've had chances with the new Pokemon when that came out, and then with the legendaries that they just dropped to get some people back in. Not the whole circle that was, like, crazy about it at first, but some people. But, like, I don't think this is just another kind of, they fucked this up. It's such a bummer too, because like Pokemon Go, like bar none, is the biggest game in the past 10 years. Like, am I crazy to say that? Maybe GTA.
Yeah, no, I'd say GTA is probably bigger, but as far as like a cultural phenomenon and like what it did for phone apps and like the potential implications of it, I'd say it's the biggest.
Yeah, and just the fact that it sucks is such a bummer. Like, it's a legitimately bad game.
Yeah.
Like, that's a bummer, because it's like...
Everyone knew it, we just liked it because it was fresh.
It's Pokemon.
You could argue that Niantic did the right thing by refunding everyone, but I mean, a lot of those things definitely
like,
got scalped.
Bad for them.
And those people flew out and traveled from...
Yeah, no, they fucked everybody. Like, I mean, don't throw, like, some girl got a water bottle thrown around her, don't do that, but, like...
Yeah.
Right.
Booing them, yeah, they totally deserve all that shit. I kind of, yeah, you do feel bad, because, like, there was the Niantic CEO and people from Niantic there, but like, they have, like, hosts that they paid to do it, and, like, you kind of feel bad for them, because they're like, I didn't do any of this, I got paid a couple $1,000s to be up here.
I would have just broken. I would have been like, look, you motherfuckers, we're working on it. But
and that's the worst part is like they don't address it at all because like that's not their job. Yeah,
we're working on it.
Didn't the guy just kind of like walk out and sit on the edge of the stage, just fucking start talking to people because the shit wasn't working?
Oh, it's so bad. It's
like, here, I'll just have a conversation with you since you can't play my game.
Yeah. This next story we have here is a pretty big one, I think. Actually, it's about Sims 4 coming over to PS4 and Xbox One. I've been waiting for this for a while. It came out in like 2014, I think. 2013, I don't know. I could probably scroll down. It probably says it in this story. Yep, 2014, my bad. And it's coming out in November 17th. And it has a bunch of the packs that were kind of the problem with the game at launch, if that makes any sense. But what do you think about Sims, Aaron? Do you care?
Yeah, I'm not interested really. Just like, I'd played The Sims a little bit when I was a kid, like the older versions. I think it was like Sims 3 or something. Probably not even that. It was
like
a long time ago.
Yeah, Sims 2 was my big one.
But I didn't even play that one that much. I pretty much just fucked around for a while. I've never really been that into The Sims.
What about you, Cheyenne?
I was interested in The Sims 4, but I kind of didn't want to buy it at full price. Just because I had The Sims 3 and I really didn't think... Like, I know The Sims 4 kind of released with less stuff than, like, all of the other Sims games had, so I was kind of like, I don't really want to, like... I don't think it's worth the money when I already have a better game. So I'd be interested in playing it on PS4, but I would definitely want to wait for some kind of sale or something.
Yeah, it's not a day one. David, I doubt you care.
Yeah. I wanted to play Sims 4. I think I own Sims 3. Look, I knew that when it came out, they had cut a bunch of the shit and were basically planning on selling it as DLC with some kind of bullshit excuse like rules are just too hard to implement or something. Like, whatever EA's fucking excuse was that day.
See, that's the thing I don't understand. This is coming out in November, so that's like 2-3 months, whatever. Why was this not at E3? Like, we all agreed that EA's conference sucked at E3. Why was this not?
Probably because they didn't want to remind everyone that they pulled that bullshit. Because I knew that, like, they know that Sims 4 wasn't received well, and they knew that SimCity wasn't received well for like the same reasons, like it just not working on.
Well, SimCity didn't work, didn't it? Wasn't that the problem? Or,
yeah,
like the online functionality didn't work.
Trimmed down version of the original games. So, I think it would just invite people to be like, oh yeah, remember Sims 4? Remember how you cut all the features and then tried to sell them again? Even though a sequel should be an improvement on the previous games. I can see why they wouldn't announce it. Plus, I mean, these are kind of like not exactly mainstream games anymore. Sims is kind of
I don't know. I feel like Sims is pretty big.
I mean, back in its heyday, but nowadays I feel like there's like a demographic of people who play it, so it's easier to market to them through just a little announcement like this than being like, The Sims 4 is coming out again. Like, it might have been a wasted plot, so...
I guess. I don't know. The other game, I didn't put it in the news story, but what's it called? You got to release it on console. City Skyline, which is the SimCity.
I can't imagine that working well on...
I don't really know how it's going to work, but I'm just saying, like, I think there is, like, definitely a market for these simulation-type games.
Yeah.
Right.
I
know, I agree completely.
Like
and at least The Sims 4 has a lot of the stuff that they sold as DLC included.
Yeah.
Of course, with the pre-order bonus of some bullshit patio.
Yeah, you got like tiki torches or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
This next story we have here is the PS Plus games for the month of August got announced. August 1st falls on a Tuesday, so it's like the rare time where we don't on PlayStation. You don't have to wait till like the 6th of the month to get the free PS Plus games, which is always annoying. They are Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry, Just Cause 3, Snake Ball, Super Motherload, Level 22, and Downwell. I think the two big ones there are Just Cause 3 and Downwell, of course.
Did you ever buy that game?
What? I bought Downwell. It's only like $5 or whatever, so it's not like I don't feel that bad about it. Like I got screwed there. But Aaron, you were in a Just Cause 2, weren't you?
No, I mean I messed around with like
fuck
some
me.
of our
Never
friends.
mind. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Never actually bought it.
Oh, all right, well, whatever. Did anybody you like Just Cause 2? Did anybody like Just Cause 2? I like Just
liked
Cause
it.
2.
No.
I loved it. I downloaded the multiplayer mod on my PC and played it with.
That game was the
Love our
jam, dude.
friends.
That game was. I remember. Who was it? It doesn't matter.
Bobby
Some-
and
Bobby was
fucking
really
some
into
of
it,
our
but no.
friends were, like, nonstop.
Oh man, it doesn't matter. I can't remember the story even. But Just Cause 2 was fucking awesome. It was because like you caused a bunch of chaos and there was like a chaos meter.
Yeah.
And like so we were like in 10th grade when that game came out. So like we should have known what chaos was and how to spell it. I was playing it with somebody and they're like, "What does Chahos mean?" I remember that being a funny thing in there. Very.
It sounds like something Jake would say, just like fucking around.
It was no, they were dead serious. They're like, I don't understand the Chahos meter. How is the Chahos meter?
What is chouse?
It was yeah. Have you guys ever done that? All right. So here's a question: have you ever played a game or any kind of entertainment and like just been saying something wrong for a long ass fucking time?
Chow from the Sonic. Speaking of Chaos, the Sonic the Hedgehog series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are they called? Chows?
I always called them
Yeah.
chows.
I call them like Cheos, yeah.
Yeah, I always said that wrong. That's the
I
one.
always thought in the series of unfortunate events, his name was Claus, not Klaus. So I thought there was Santa Claus and Sunny and Violet Baudelaire.
There was a Jet Fighter game for PS2 that I can't remember the name of. That whenever you got a kill from really far away, it said bullseye. But whenever I did it, I would always say to myself, "Bull style," because I couldn't read very well.
Did it the big bull style, man.
Killed him bull style.
I think it was Ace Combat, actually. I don't fucking remember.
You have a great one, Aaron. Do you have any from games or anything? But you have a great one from a Green Day song.
Oh yeah, from games. I can't think of any from games, at least not off the top of my. Well, there's like one in Diablo that David and Cheyenne actually pointed out, where like there's this really huge enemy, and when you kill him, he just fucking explodes and goes fuck. It's like the funniest thing I've ever heard.
I love those guys.
But the Green Day song one. So like I'm sure you guys have all heard Boulevard of Broken Dreams, where he says like, "I wish someone out there would find me" or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
For the longest time, when I was in like I think it was like middle school when that album came out. I thought he said, "I wish a mother bear would find me." I didn't even bother to look it up. That's just what I thought it was. I just went with it. I was like, all right, whatever, dude wants the mother bear.
That's some poetry, dude. Cheyenne, do you
Yeah,
have
Mother Bear Dreams.
Not that I can think of off
No,
the
you
top
just
of my
you're
head.
you always are very
I'm
literate
always
at all
perfect,
time.
you know? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so this next story we have here is about Overwatch. And they're talking about taking a more serious stance on people that don't like go AFK or harass people online. I don't know how much I totally buy it. They say in their quote on their forums, "We believe our in-game reporting and player penalty system is one of our most important features, and it's something we want to invest significantly in over the next few years. To this end, effective immediately, we will be issuing increased penalties to players in response for verified reports of bad behavior." Cheyenne, as our main Overwatch correspondent, you can do the thing where you hold your finger up to your ear or whatever. How do you think? Like we play gold. We're like gold. We're like low gold. That's where we play. You were fucking peasants.
You are.
Yeah.
You are.
I was 20.
You are not in my league, motherfucker.
I was 2,300 at one point this season.
Mm.
But at a higher level, like at platinum and stuff like that, and you play with diamond players. What is it like? Or like people like, how does it go? You play on PS4, so I guess it's not as bad probably than PC. But like, what is it like?
Luckily, no one can type mean things to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not too different from like, you know, there's gonna be people griefing and being rude in any level of play. I feel like people are more willing to kind of play nice, maybe when they're at the higher ranks, just because they're actually invested in playing well. Sometimes I get people that are like, oh, a girl. Like that's always going to be a problem playing as a woman in this game. Like when you speak in voice chat. But people are just kind of rude in general. They'll be like, oh, you're playing as this character, like you're not good at this, blah blah blah. So there's a lot of people that are kind of abusive. But I'm kind of excited. We've been waiting for kind of a reporting system for PS4 for a while, and they say they're trying to implement that. So I look forward to that. I think that's definitely something we need to deal with. People will just start like jumping off a cliff and being like, I give up because we lost one team fight. So
yeah, it's like you lost like 1 point or whatever and the game's over. It's like calm down.
Exactly. Yeah. So I definitely want to be able to kind of be like, hey, maybe don't do that, and they actually get in some kind of trouble for that. So
yeah, that shit is very annoying. The other Overwatch news I wanted to talk about though is Doomfist came out this week on console, and we all got our first taste of him. Aaron, I know you played him a little bit. What was your reactions?
I thought it was super fun. Like it's gonna be hard to get used to because he's kind of hard to play. There's a lot going on. Like you have to pay attention to his cooldowns are really quick, and it's hard to watch all three of them. I think there's 3. And you also have to pay attention to like your overshields if you're up against a bunch of people. But it's really cool how you can just dash all around the map. Like I feel like obviously I don't know that much about the game's meta, but it seems like he'd be a really good like harasser, you know what I mean, like busting defense and stuff like that. So yeah. I'm excited to see what he does to the like actual competitive meta.
Yeah, that was kind of my intuition for it, and I'm terrible at him. I can only hit tanks with him. Like it's like because his punch works kind of like Reinhardt's charge,
but better in every way.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like it's just way easier to hit bigger targets if that makes like sense. So like doing that like in that way because he's kind of squishy. He's not squishy, but he's like he doesn't have a lot of health. So like when you go after a tank, if you don't like land that, like you're fucked pretty much.
That's what I was saying. As soon as you fuck up your like melee, your ability hits and don't have that overshield, you're pretty much dead.
Yeah. Cheyenne, what is the pro thoughts?
The pro thoughts. He's not my kind of character. I don't usually play attacks anyway. He was kind of difficult for me to get used to at first, just because like you kind of expect I was kind of expecting more of like a Reinhardt, kind of like he does melee a lot, but like kind of getting used to his little like wrist guns or kind of it's weird. It's definitely not like my kind of play style, so it's hard to get used to, but I definitely can see how he would be useful like in the meta. So I'm also excited to see like when it comes to competitive how that kind of plays out.
Yeah, cool. I thought that's one of the coolest things I think Overwatch does is like when they introduce a new hero, they don't let him be played in competitive for a little while, so everybody can have their time to like fuck with him, you know what I'm saying? This next story we have here, David, I didn't get your thoughts. You don't care, dude.
Yeah, just fuck me. That's okay. I thought about it much anymore.
Played Doomfist a little bit.
Yeah, I did. He seems fun. I'll probably try him out on PC. I don't play comp anymore or anything. I just play like super casually when there's events. And then I get a few loot boxes and get bummed out and stop.
Yeah.
I don't get anything.
They fixed. Oh, that's the other big thing. They fixed loot boxes.
Oh my god.
They're fixed.
I haven't had
They're
a
just fixed.
in days.
I haven't. I opened literally 10 loot boxes and didn't get a dupe. It was the best feeling in the world.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. I might actually go back and get some.
It's like they literally. It kind of sucks. Well, it won't suck when we get because we'll be getting them. But I was gonna say it sucks because we're not gonna have money for the skins we want during events, but we'll actually get them in the loot boxes probably. So like that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
This next story we have here though is about the Nintendo Switch and how it's getting close to selling near 5 million copies, and 4 million people have already.
Excuse me, it's actually said it's units when it's a console, not copies.
Okay.
But
yeah, why don't you introduce the story, David? Why don't you introduce all the stories now, David? David, you're gonna introduce all the stories, right? How's that sound? That sound great, bud? We'll do that. That's fun. That's fun, right,
Switch
David?
sold a lot of copies, and it can't sell as many as it should because they can't make enough of them.
No, they can't. What else is
What are
wrong,
your
David?
thoughts?
TJ's voice went up like 8 octaves because he's fucking annoying.
But Zelda Breath of the Wild also has 4 million units sold.
So what's that retention rate like?
It's like 80%, yeah, around there. 80 and change.
Down from its what, like 102%?
Down from its over 100% at launch.
Right.
Yeah, who knew? But this is really good for the Switch, right? Like this is fucking insane.
Yeah. It's great.
I'm surprised since there's like no games.
If only they could make more of them.
There's like a ton of games, like indie games on the marketplace.
I think they have
That's
enough.
true.
I think they're doing one game a month. One Nintendo
Here's
game
my
a month.
problem with the Switch right now. I want to buy Cave Story, but it's like $30.
It
I
will not
want to
go
buy
down.
Isaac, but it's
Yeah.
like $40, and that's the problem. Their Nintendo like marketplace, so the prices aren't going to drop. 'cause
The
that's how
Isaac
Nintendo
thing,
does
I think,
business.
is
I
more about
respect
the
that.
physical thing, right? Or does Cave Story have
Yeah.
physical too?
Yeah, it does.
That's
Yeah,
the thing is these little cartridges cost so much to get your game
Yep.
onto and produce that it bumps the price up of every single little thing if
Mhm.
it's got a physical. Just
Get Isaac.
And
And then they
Unnecessary.
can't,
for
they
like
can't,
$3.
yeah. Then they can't change the price on the digital because then that's like a big fuck you to GameStop, who then
Right.
sells the Switches. So like, it's a whole like vicious cycle that they're in. But I think they've settled into this thing where they're doing one game a month, pretty much, like one major AAA Nintendo game a month. Like they had Zelda, Mario Kart, Arms, and now Splatoon is this month. Which is getting like none of us have played it. Well, I guess you played the Spotfest or whatever. People seem to like that game a bunch.
yeah,
I actually kind of want to try it now. I've seen a lot of videos of it, and it makes it
gonna-
look kind of fun.
pick it up probably the next few weeks.
But like I think they're hitting their stride. Like August, I'm not sure what they have. I'm trying to think. But then, oh man, what's in
And Sonic
August?
Mania is coming to Switch. as
Yeah,
well
but
as
that's not
everything
like I'm
else.
saying first party Nintendo AAA game in August. Do they have one? I can't think.
Rabbids.
Rabbids is September.
First party, but that's. Oh, it is September.
Yeah,
I thought it was
yeah,
August.
in September, and then
I
Mario's
thought Odyssey was the next.
Odyssey's in October. Well, Rabbids
Mhm.
is September, and then
Okay.
Odyssey's October. So like,
Yeah.
I think if they keep that pace up, then I
Okay.
think they're in good shape.
They're gonna be fine.
Yeah, and like,
Even if
long as
there's
they
like a
can
lull after Odyssey, I feel like we've got enough out at that point.
yeah,
That's
but-
true.
I think that what they're gonna do is stockpile them for the holiday. They probably have a backlog of Switches somewhere in a warehouse that they're gonna push out in like December, and just get interest renewed for the next year coming up.
yeah, that wouldn't be a
You're
bad
rolling
idea.
for
When
that.
I'm sure, less so with Arms and Splatoon, but when Odyssey and maybe the Kingdom Battle, but when Odyssey comes out, they're gonna like they're a bunch of them are gonna be out. You're gonna be able to buy one when
Mhm.
Odyssey comes out,
Mhm.
like just like there was with Mario Kart. There was a bunch of them out there when that game came out.
There wasn't enough though. Was the thing
There,
with
I
Mario
mean,
Kart.
there was a bunch.
There was. It was weird. You had to like call it. Like if you look on a store's website, it would say they had none, but if you called the store, they had some.
It was very hit or miss, but yeah. This next story again is our weekly PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds update, where it has sold 5 million copies, which that's real good. I feel like
Bananas.
Yeah.
that for a fucking early access battle royale game. But the thing I wanted to talk about is what game. So good for Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds is great. I love Battlegrounds. If it doesn't come out officially at the end of this year, do we give it Game of the Year? Can people give it Game of the Year? How do you guys feel about that?
Mm,
I mean, I don't see why not.
yes, they can if they want, but
Like if it's still in early access, can you give it Game of the Year?
well, then does it get Game of the Year
I don't
twice?
know.
Because it actually technically comes
And then
out
like
next
launches
year.
next summer. Like, I don't know. Like how do you guys feel about
Yeah.
it?
Maybe make that distinction, like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds early access game of the year.
God damn!
There.
Please don't give them that much credit. Then early access games are
Yeah.
going to become like their own platform, and it's just going to be a fucking nightmare. It's going to be like, dude, I'm playing this game. Oh, it's an early access game. That's just going to be like the normal rhetoric. Like, they're just a different category of
Yeah.
games. I don't want that. I think early access should have been way less accepted as like a platform than it is right now. Especially, and since after we're done talking about this, there's something I want to talk about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
What's up?
Their cosmetic pay loot crates that they said they weren't going to do until
Oh, yeah.
release. Lied about. So that's something to think about. I think
How do you feel about
that's-
that? Do you not like that?
I
It's-
don't like that at all.
I don't
It's
like
just cosmetics, though, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing: in a game like Player, and this is just a
No, I'm not. I don't care about being that
circumstance.
MLG pro that you get the skinny jacket that like makes your
Yes.
hitbox this
Okay,
smaller.
but
No,
when
I
the
don't like
game
that. Fuck
is
that noise.
so reliant on visibility, if they were to release any
Yeah,
kind
if they
of
had a ghillie suit that was fucking
neutrally colored jackets or pants or anything, those are going to become valuable, and that's going to give you a slight advantage.
that's the fuck.
Regardless, they said they weren't going to do it, and they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is fucked up, and that is bad business practice, especially since the game's selling so well, and they had generated so much goodwill. It's like they're trying to make people sour on it, and I don't know why. Like, what are you really like in that much of a dire strait for money that you need to put these out right now? Couldn't you just wait?
Didn't they
Are they not-
release something like shortly after that though that was like kind of was a turnaround on opinion as far as the cosmetics? Like I thought people were back in once they announced something else.
I'm not familiar.
I don't know.
I'm not sure what the update
Yeah,
is.
I don't know enough about it to actually
you're
say,
right. I
but
understand it. It is like you can get a green fucking jumpsuit and like hang out,
That was just a. That's
or you get the cornfield jumpsuit or whatever the fuck. But I don't understand that. But like I don't think like the suits look cool that you can buy, but like I don't know.
Moreover, why release this content when they've already promised there were going to be more maps, more game modes coming out, and this is one of the first things that they really push out as like a content update? I don't think it's a good sign. And I'm sure it's going to get delayed. So
Yeah, I don't think this game will get out of early access this year.
I don't think so.
And it's supposed to come out on Xbox One, but I think they have an early access program thing over there too. So I bet it will not come out this year. And I want to say it'll be interesting to see how sites do it, where if they're giving it Game of the Year, multiplayer Game of the Year, or whatever kind of, you know what I'm saying. But my question I wanted to ask about, because Battlegrounds is awesome, and it seems to be the best of one of these battle royale style games on the market. Because like H1Z1 did this, and a bunch of other games have done this. What game would you like to take the gameplay from and make a battle royale style game? I'll give
this discussion with a coworker.
I'll give it to Aaron first. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you could put one game, like an open world game probably, but one game and then make it battle royale where it's 100 people get dropped in and you have to kill each other.
Oh, shit, I don't know. David's got an idea. I'll let him take it, and I'll think about my answer.
I said this not as just like a gameplay style, like the game feel or anything, but like the company that has the assets and the best capability to push out a game like this in like a few months and have it actually be polished and good is Rockstar. Imagine like a GTA 5 sized map or something with all of those assets and things.
Mm-hmm.
And the gameplay would work really well. It's third person. It feels pretty nice. They would tighten it up probably for the multiplayer competitive
But like there's
side.
cars so it get around and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it would feel nice. It would work very well. So I think a GTA style, like a Rockstar made game in that style.
Wait, would you want to see it be its own game, or would you want to see it to be a GTA DLC?
I feel like that's a weird example though, because like on a way smaller scale, that's kind of what the GTA multiplayer is, isn't it?
Kinda.
Yeah, and that's why I think it would work so well if adapted to that. Because I mean, GTA
So just drop
multiplayer
in
is
more
just, like,
people to
kill
what?
the same guy over and over and watch him respawn and make him really mad. This would give you like a incentive to be a dickhead and like try really hard and be tactical.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no real multiplayer mode in GTA that isn't just mindless like murdering.
Because like when you started saying that, it immediately reminded me of the Red Dead Redemption multiplayer, which we played for countless hours, and it was basically just that, like running around just like fucking up random people.
Right, and it
So
was
I feel
awesome.
like that would be awesome.
That's
Yeah,
the one
if it's
I would actually prefer is Red Dead. Like,
yeah,
you're
me
talking
too.
about Rockstar
Yeah.
because like Red Dead is such a cool environment, whereas Rockstar or GTA, there's a diversity in like landscapes. So like there's the main city, but then when you get to the outskirts of LA, there's like a desert kind of place. And there's also the hills and stuff like that. Whereas in Red Dead, it's all like Wild West, which like the cities aren't that much different than the deserts and stuff like that. And I feel like that would be a lot cooler.
How would you do the plane drop?
I don't know. That's like maybe they come out. Maybe there's like a
fucking old timey like Zeppelin.
Oh,
area
that would be
and
cool.
shit.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
No, I was gonna say like a train or something like that.
Breath of the Wild style,
Yeah,
like
train would
keep
be
the cloth.
Yeah, but I like the Zeppelin idea. That would be cool.
Yeah.
A whirly
awesome.
bird
Fun to-
machine. Or you can do a
hire me, Rockstar.
hot air
Your
balloon.
ideas guy.
Cheyenne, what would you like? What game?
I
What game should take this?
I don't play a lot of like shooters, so I'm having trouble thinking of one that I would be like, yeah, like that'd be cool.
Overwatch Battle Royale.
And yeah, no, that I thought of that. I was like, that sounds stupid.
That sounds
but-
terrible.
For some reason, the
Well, I
first
play
thing I thought of
Baby
was
Diva.
Bayonetta. I was like, yeah, just some cool like combos, and I was like, that wouldn't work at
Yeah,
all.
it wouldn't
So
work,
yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of Red Dead though. That sounds cool.
Red Dead,
like,
Red
that
Dead,
setting.
or I think they could get away with it on maybe like Battlefield or something like that, because those maps are already pretty big for like the conquest ones and stuff.
Yeah, that would be great. See, that's a Splinter discussion for one day. Is
Shout out to
Ubisoft
Master
right
Splinter
now-
and the rest of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
that's the worst '80s comic series. Just throwing that out there. But because Ubisoft is.
All right, hold on, pause. It's worse than Transformers, really?
Yes, it's stupid.
Dude, there's a
Aaron,
lot of love for the old Transformers comics.
No,
Stupid
Transformers is trash. The cartoon was trash. Really, if I'm gonna be honest, Michael Bay did Transformers justice because that shit is trash.
Also, I said comics, but were there even Transformers like comics? I don't fucking know.
I'm sure there are, but like Transformers sucks, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is way better. Carry on.
I disagree. But Ubisoft has been rumored to be.
They're named after painters, David.
Are you listening to me?
No, I'm red with rage.
Ubisoft.
Red like Michelangelo.
A
The turtle you
Royale
disrespected.
And okay, I don't know where I was going now. You fucking.
Yeah.
But no, I think the Watch Dogs or something like that would be cool with it.
No, I think like a first-person like Far Cry style.
It's just
Ooh,
I don't know.
I don't hate Far Cry.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
Because they're making first-person modes in PUBG, so people want that. So
Yeah.
Ubisoft was probably like, we
do
can
that.
just use the Far Cry engine and make our beautiful fucking landscapes. That would be perfect.
And honestly,
Suits out of the plane?
Ubisoft is the company that would like they're most eager to jump on whatever industry trend is happening.
Yes, and
So-
they would be very willing to fuck it up with like some kind of
Yeah,
bullshit
for sure.
pay to win.
I don't know about pay to win, but like
Well, For Honor, I mean, it wasn't pay to
Ooh.
win, but they're
the
What?
Division would be cool. Like that game wasn't great, but the Division would be cool.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Our Destiny would be cool, kind of, if you think about it. Not really.
Yeah.
I guess. Nah, I don't know.
I think what you're trying to say is any well-mechanicked
Yeah.
shooter.
Because I like people say they like it, but I don't enjoy the jank in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Like that does not do anything.
No, I don't
for
like
me.
it at all.
So like I would want something to be more polished, but have the same
Exactly.
formula, I guess is basically what I'm saying. Anyway, these next stories we can kind of just breeze right on by them. Dying Light is getting free DLC, and they're gonna have a bunch more free DLCs over the next year, which is insane because Dying Light came out at the beginning of 2015,
That's
and good for fucking what is it? What are they called? They made
whoever.
Techland. Techland, yeah. They made the first Dead Island. But good for them with this DLC on this game. That's awesome. I think.
Okay.
I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that there's still like a community of thousands of people that still
Yeah,
play it
they said
regularly.
like in the last month, like 500,000 people play the game. Like that's awesome that they're still supporting it like that, and all of it's free. And like I don't understand how you're not literally like you're just building goodwill for I guess when Dying Light 2 comes out or whatever.
Are you guys? Does this make anybody want to like go back and maybe? pick up,
Kinda.
like,
I really wanted to
enhanced-
play Dying Light. It was like Mirror's Edge but with zombies, and like I
Yeah,
was like
see,
that's
that's-
awesome.
I've actually just looked up today the enhanced edition with all the shit.
Yeah.
Apparently the expansion got very good reviews.
Yeah, the expansion was basically like a whole nother area that was the size of the main game.
Yeah.
For, like,
and,
half the
it's
price or whatever.
pretty cheap. It's like $25.
Yeah, it's
for
like
everything.
I'm thinking about jumping in. Maybe we can do that, David.
You let me know, because I am too.
Okay.
Think about it.
Take back what you said
Aaron?
about the turtles.
Cheyenne, you guys incentivized at all to hop in with this new news?
Me?
Really?
No, not at all. Just because like I don't play multiplayer games already. Just because I
Yeah.
don't have like the time that I would like to have. Especially if like I've got a big like single player game I want to play that's always going to take priority for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Cheyenne?
Yeah, I mean, it's just not my kind of game. Like maybe if like all of our friends were playing it and if my laptop could run it, which it probably can't, like I'd be interested, but on its own, like that's just not my kind of game. But I'm really happy to see that they're, still working on it and there's such a big player base. Like that's great. But
What if
not
it
for me.
was Battlegrounds in the Dying Light universe?
I
We
cannot say
could-
because I've
we
not
could-
played the game.
We could do that. That would be great. This next one is about Wolfenstein 2, talking about all the DLC packs that are going to come out for that game. There's three different things, three different stories, I guess, that are going to like take place in 3 separate times, with different playable characters. I just kind of wanted to get your read on. So they announced the season pass. The game comes out in October. How do you feel about them announcing the season pass this early, Aaron?
I mean I don't particularly care as long as if they already have plans for their DLC, like why not announce it? You know what I mean? Everybody like the season pass when it exists for a game, I feel like is always available when the game launches. So if you already have a plan for it, why not announce it?
All right, David.
Yeah, I mean this has kind of become par for the course. I don't love it, but I think Fallout 4 did the same thing.
Yeah.
Like it's the kind of industry standard to if you've got the plans, these aren't going to be done before the game launches. This is something that the developers have decided, the publishers have decided that they want to work on. I guess announcing it early isn't really doing any harm. If it's gonna come inevitably, and it just gives the consumer more time. And it gives me a reason to, like, as I'm playing through the game, be like, would I be interested in this kind of branching off into something else?
Right.
Am I interested in the season pass? So I mean, even Zelda did it. They're like, hey, there's more shit coming later on. You can buy the season pass. And when I'm playing it, I'm like, man, I wish there was more. And then you're like, okay, I guess I'll pick the season pass and play it as it comes.
Yeah.
Nobody's holding a gun to your head. It's there if you want it. If not, you can buy them piecemeal, which I like. I think it's cool. I think it's good news, and I trust it very much. I think the game is going to be great.
Yeah.
And,
Cheyenne, does it bother you? Companies announcing like DLC plan or their DLC plans this early?
I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. I kind of agree with what David was saying. Like, at first I was kind of like, well, if you're gonna put the stuff in the game, why don't you just put the stuff in the game when it comes out? But I mean, like, I get it. Like, they're working on separate things, and like, maybe it won't be ready when the game actually comes out, or like maybe they had this idea later on and they wanted to add it. Like, I get it, and like David was saying, like, letting people know early and just kind of like preparing people to, if that's what they want from the game, like, why not, let them know beforehand. So I'm fine with it.
Right. Like, to speak to the why not put it in the game thing, though, like, you have to release a game at some point.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be more that you could or might want to put in the game.
Right.
So if you're always like, oh shit, let's add this, it's going to delay the game. And every time you do that, it's obviously going to delay the game. So like,
Yeah, exactly.
if there's more content you want to put in, why not just release the base game and then plan for DLC?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of why I was kind of backtracking on my original thought about that. Like, it totally makes sense. So.
Then it becomes, what's that Kickstarted space game? What's that game, David?
Oh my gosh. What is it
Starbound?
Yeah. No.
Where Star Citizen.
Yes. Star Citizen.
Then it just becomes that.
Oh
game.
yeah, that shit. And they scaled it back like 95%.
Yeah.
Recently. That should have been a fucking.
The thing I feel about the season pass is coming out and them telling you this early. I think it's a really smart way for single player games that, like, if I finish it, maybe I want to sell it back to GameStop. It keeps me wanting to keep it and like kind of stopping that like used secondhand, like having me want, like, because with a multiplayer game with Halo 5 or whatever, you can keep playing the multiplayer. There's something for you to go back to. Whereas in Wolfenstein, if I beat the game, maybe I don't want to keep it around. I can get $20 for it. But if I know there's more content coming, then maybe that encourages me to keep it. But yeah,
That makes sense.
This last thing, I don't know how much you guys care about, but the developer of I Am Setsuna, Tokyo RPG Factory, announced that their new throwback JRPG game called Lost Sphere is coming out next January, and it looks really cool.
Very soon.
That is the only thing.
I mean, it looks nice.
It looks very cool. And I Am Setsuna was cool. The big criticism about I Am Setsuna was that there was only one. It was snowy everywhere. They've talked about how they're not going to make it snowy everywhere in this game.
The worst theme level is the whole game.
It was literally the whole game was snow, and it was like kind of like it was cool, but like at the same time, yeah. So yeah, that brings us to the next segment of the show, which is what are we playing? And this week I'm gonna start it off with Cheyenne, who has been playing a cool little fun game called Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator. Why don't you tell us about this?
Yeah, so Dream Daddy just recently came out. It's a visual novel style game where you make your own character, and you're new to this town, or you're new to this area of town, and you live next to a bunch of other like single dads such as yourself, and then you can start kind of going on dates with them, which is kind of cool. It reminds me, like, at first I was kind of expecting it to be like How to Full Boyfriend, which is the pigeon dating simulator game, but it's actually a little bit more like serious than I was expecting. Like, a lot of people were actually thinking that it was gonna be, this whole big joke, but like, it really is just like a gay dad dating simulator, which is it's fun for some people, but it's not for everyone. Definitely, like, anybody looking for a fun little visual novel where you get to like talk to people and meet these characters that they've made. It can be kind of fun. So I'm having fun with it so far.
Looks cute. I like your daughter. She seems.
Yes.
Amanda.
Amanda.
Have you guys seen the stuff about the one ending at all?
No.
I've
know what I'm
heard
Do
about
all
it.
the dads die.
The cult ending.
The
is-
What the
cult ending.
fuck?
There, no.
Yes.
All right. So a big theme for visual novels.
Spoilers.
If you're not, this isn't like
Yeah.
it's not in the game. Like, but like there's files for it in the game. I don't really know. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
But like in visual novels, there's always like one character or in dating sims that if you go with them, like something fucking crazy happens. Like
Yeah.
in I'm pretty sure in Hatful Boyfriend there was like a vision
Mhm.
where if you dated him, he like killed you or something like that, right?
Sort of. Not really. There was just like a whole big, huge storyline where you learn like some crazy dark backstory
Yeah.
about like this stuff. Yeah.
But there's one dad where if you date him, he becomes a cult leader, and his mission is to kill all the other dads or something like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And it's fucking
Yeah, dude.
dark. And I just
Yeah.
Why
kinda-
didn't they keep it? That's what is it? Is it?
it's
Steam
all
you
in the.
said?
You can play it. There's like all the files for it in the game. You just can't access them. But somebody like
Jesus.
did some
What was
fucking
that?
nerd shit and like pulled them out or something like that. I don't really know how it works. But like it was. I thought that was weird as fuck.
I'm looking at the dads, and I think I would totally go for Damien.
I don't know
Who?
which one Damien is.
Damien, goth dad, or Brian.
Oh yeah, Goth Dad's cool. I like Matt, who's barista dad, and Hugo, who's English teacher dad.
Rival dad. Brian.
Aaron, you still been playing Persona?
Yep, still playing Persona.
How's that been going? How's that long
Uh,
trek going?
Down about 50 hours in, I just finished the
Jesus
fourth
Christ, you're
palace.
50 hours there?
Yeah, I mean it's like padded a little bit because like I leave it up and I'll walk
okay.
away.
I was
sometimes.
about to say I was like 35 hours when I beat that.
Yeah.
It's
same.
probably more like 40, but
Yeah.
right now my actual count is like 50 some hours, and I just finished the fourth palace.
Who's best girl?
I might be changing my mind. So far I'm still Takemi is number one, the doctor. Followed closely by, and I know we had a conversation about this a little bit earlier, where I put the teacher at the back, but I just recently had a
Big
new
mistake.
development with her, so she might be.
It's Becky.
She might have taken the number
Becky.
2 spot. But then it's probably Makoto, the student council president. She's right now like my solid number 2. It's a toss up between her and the teacher.
That's my best girl,
Yeah.
Makoto.
I can't decide between her and the doctor. It's probably gonna be the doctor. Other than that, I'm kind of iffy on everybody else. On's okay, and I think there's still some I haven't met yet, but I'm not sure.
Can we
Makoto
all
feels
agree
like
though?
the
I don't
canon.
know her name. The journalist girl. She's worst girl.
She's the worst girl.
Yeah,
She
she kind of
is.
sucks.
We're
She's
gonna-
the
I don't like
drunk.
the alcoholic fucking
She sucks.
act journalist.
At least
girl.
I'm not. I don't. Maybe she expands. I haven't wifed her that much.
Yeah.
But what about you, Cheyenne?
Well, I really like Makoto also. I don't know. I'm thinking about Futaba just because she reminds me the most of myself, and I really love her. I've actually started hanging out with On more, and I really like her. I like her whole design. Like her persona is super cool.
I was all about her at first, but like I think Makoto's like backstory is more interesting.
Makoto definitely has the coolest
Yeah.
persona. I think.
She-
Where
Her
That's-
persona is
yes.
fucking sick
Fucking
too. Like I
Haru-
use her even when I don't
Haru
need
has
her.
a really cool persona too. She has like a huge gun under her dress. It's very cool.
I like Futaba's persona.
What is Futa? I can't
She's
even
like-
remember what it is. I
She's
haven't
She's
played.
like a big spaceship.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's
It's
cool.
awesome.
Fucking, I honestly like Ryuji's persona a lot too. The fucking
Yeah.
pirate thing.
Oh,
His is
hell
pretty
yeah.
I
cool.
love Yusuke's, and I also love Yusuke. He is. best
Yusuke
girl.
is real best girl. Like
I
we're
really
not
wish
talking
that you
about
could
her.
date him.
What did you say?
I said Yusuke is best girl.
Oh, that's.
You okay?
Yeah, no,
now,
he
I
says that.
understand. Now I understand.
It's a real shame that all the persona evolutions look worse than the OG personas.
Yeah, that's true.
but
Also,
I was really
didn't-
bummed when it made me fucking kill Arsene in the beginning of the game. That
Mm.
fucking made me super sad because he was sick. I mean, I could bring him back, but that's
I
like
don't
pain
think
in the ass.
did you have to sacrifice him?
Yeah, I think you do. Like,
Yeah.
He's one of the first ones.
I tried not to, but again, I didn't
You
really
can bring him
understand what I
back.
was doing, so maybe you can get around it. But yeah, you can bring him back, but it's like a pain in the ass early game, and later on he's such a low level. It's like why?
Right.
The thing I forgot to mention on Dream Daddy Dad Dating Simulator is that the acronym for the game is DADDS Dads, which is also cool.
Oh really? I didn't
Yeah.
even notice.
I thought that was very adorable. But David and I have been playing Supergiant's new game, Pyre. And
yeah.
I think we're both pretty high on it. Is that a
Yes,
fair
I
read?
absolutely love it. Love it to fucking pieces.
How far are you now? How many rights have you done?
I've done 12.
12. All right, so we're around the same part.
Second big
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So you haven't played online at all, have you?
There is no online.
Yes, there is. There is competitive. Or
Where did
there's
you-
competitive. Whatever you know, what I'm talking about.
There's no online play.
Isn't there? I thought it was online.
Not. Nope. Local or AI?
There's not.
Somebody is really wrong here, and I want to know.
I want to. Hold on. No, are you sure?
Eat my cat if I'm wrong.
No.
I am
I'll
100%
save
sure.
you.
Because that was a point of contention. People were saying, "Oh, there's no online play," which I was kind of happy about because it told me that they weren't focusing too much on making it like a fucking pseudo esport like everybody is these days, and that they were. I knew what I was getting from.
Then what is
Supergiant,
it? Is the
which
versus mode not online?
It's local or AI.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought it was online.
No.
Okay.
Which is they might patch. I think that would be easily patched in, but I don't know. We'll see what they do.
I thought that. All right, so it's called versus mode. I just assumed it was online.
That's. I mean, you would assume, but
Okay.
no,
My
there's
bad.
no online play.
All right, but I haven't messed with that because when I click on it, I clicked on it once, and it's like there are characters you haven't met yet introduced in this. I'm like, okay, well I'll wait.
Mm.
Yeah, but I didn't. I wanted to. But what? All right, so the crux of the game is that you're in Mad Max world, and you're all outcasts, and you want to play wizard basketball to get back and accepted into society. Is that basically that's a summation of the game?
It's a good synopsis.
Okay.
I don't know about Mad Max Land because that makes it sound like it's all like a boring desert. It's very not.
Yeah, you're right. You go through the swamps.
I'm almost like, why are you guys so upset? This place is fucking awesome. It's beautiful. Yeah, you're all exiles. For one reason or another, you learn the motives and the reasons behind your other companion's exile later on as you progress the story. I have to say, though, the things that stand out the most to me about this game are not the gameplay, which is good. It's better. I enjoy it more than I thought I would, it being basically a sports game. I was like, but it does have enough depth, and enough. It's spaced out enough that it's fun. But the things that I really like on it are it has some of the best character design I've ever seen in a game. Period. The most unique, recognizable, kind of like portraits for each character. The way that every other team basically that you find has their own theme song. Like there's a like rival team with like a gruff like dog and like a demon guy, and they have like a guitar, like a heavy like guitar riff theme song, and it's so fucking metal. And I noticed when like your team is talking, the drums cut out on the track, and when they're talking, the drums kick back in. It's just little shit like that. It's so polished, and it's presented in such a cool way that whenever I meet someone new or whenever I'm revisiting old teams, I just get so excited.
It's fucking Supergiant, dude. I'm so excited to play it.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to get it before I finish Persona.
I feel like you're underselling the gameplay. I think the gameplay is fucking awesome. Like it is number one. It's very complicated to explain, but when you're playing it, very easy to wrap your head around. I think.
Yeah.
So it makes you feel like a badass when you do something really cool because it's like you did something kind of complicated, but like at the same time you did like it's not that bad. But then also I think the leveling system and the way the talismans work, it brings like a level of depth into it that like you really want to strategize who you're sending out there on your team.
Titan stars yet? They're kind of like the challenge. Every Supergiant game has like a.
Oh yeah, they're the challenge rooms that like in Transistor it was like you went to that one like.
Yeah, like turn on these challenge.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Now I remember. Yeah, now I remember.
Those really add a lot of depth to it. If you're really into some masochistic shit, you can get really insane.
Yeah.
You're right though. I mean, the gameplay it's very. Every character has a very unique style, and they all bring something new. It's very difficult to choose who to put into your rights. And how you're going to kind of make your team composition. They all have their own leveling trees that modify their abilities in ways. And the music and the visuals, like I have never seen it. It is, I mean, Banner Saga is a close comparison. I know
the Banner Saga I think looks kind of similar, but like
it's something with the outlines and the colors.
Yeah.
But this
Banner Saga
game,
is also awesome, unrelated.
I need to play that. It pushes all of that to the extreme. It is without a doubt, if not the most beautiful, one of the most beautiful games I've.
Yeah, it's very cool.
That's how I felt about Transistor, so I'm unbelievably hyped to play this.
Yeah, the only thing there is a slight chance for everybody that's out there thinking about playing it, you might hate the combat. There is a chance that might happen. I think it's fantastic, but like there is like I could understand somebody being like this combat is not for me.
A lot of people are saying
Plus,
that, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, from what you guys have described, it sounds awesome. Like I'm excited.
Well,
to play
thing is, even if you don't like the combat, the game is like 80-20 visual novel Oregon Trail combat.
Yeah.
Like it is very much a visual novel. It is a lot of like very difficult decisions, getting to know your teammates, and it has so much world building and so much lore that not for a moment was I like, oh my god, who fucking cares? it all felt very consequential.
And the way
I'm very easy to turn off.
The way they do that so good is like whenever there's like a weird word or whatever, when you're talking to characters, like, oh, the tomb of Thoraxis is hibernating or whatever. There's a wheel that lets you go over top of that word, and then it'll give you backstory on that thing and tell you like what it is. So it helps you keep everything straight.
Brilliant.
In your
brilliant
head. Yeah, really super cool.
And it's all got flavor text like magic cards.
Yeah,
Like, this guy says this about this. It's so well done. It's so polished. If I had one complaint, it would just be that, I guess sometimes it feels a little tedious. Just like, okay, I'm ready to go here, and then like there's a lot of steps you have to take in between rights, and like it's very like, okay, go back to the wagon, talk to somebody, okay, forage, okay, do this. Like sometimes when you're getting a little impatient, that's when it's good to take a break for me.
Yeah.
And come
It
back.
is very similar. Now you brought up the Banner Saga. It is the Banner Saga, but with wizard basketball instead of turn-based grid combat.
Yeah.
Wizard basketball plays the
It
game of
is
basketball.
kind of like Rocket League. I'm not crazy in saying that.
I've heard that comparison from 3 other people now, and I'm starting to think that I was the asshole calling you out.
It's not. That's not
It's
that.
not
great.
the most.
It's not exactly like
unimproved
Rocket League, but it's kind of like Rocket League.
comparison. Who's your favorite team to fight?
I don't know, the imp, the squirrel, little like he can fly for a second.
Oh, that's your favorite.
Yeah.
I was saying who's your favorite like opposing team?
Oh,
so
the
far?
one I don't. This is kind of a story spoiler. I don't want to.
Viggities.
It was like a family.
Okay.
That one
the
I
teams
thought was
have
really
mate?
cool. Yeah.
What's up?
They do.
Yeah. It was like the 4th or 5th team you faced, and it was like a family.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
I thought that was really cool because up until that point they made like all the villains were just like they were terrible people. It's like I wanted to beat them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like at that like it's I don't know, the way it does is really
like
cool.
yeah. The bog people is my favorite.
The bog people were also fucking
Just
cool, like the
of their-
green
just
guys
'cause
or whatever.
Their song that they play and that fucking eerie like.
Yeah, also the music, the
sounds like a
soundtrack is
voice.
fucking phenomenal too.
It's so fucking.
It's the same composer from Transistor, I think.
Yeah.
And they have those vocal tracks that come in at like the most swelling moments that like you're like, oh fuck, this is getting real, and they have that like very super giant way of like bringing in like the big song.
I'm sure I'm gonna love it.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to play it.
Very very good.
This next segment of the show is called Current Recommend. It's where we talk about a cool game that might not be the new hotness, but it's what we're gonna talk about for a little bit. I don't know. I did a bad job introing that segment. Cheyenne, what game are you suggesting?
So I was thinking that I would like to recommend Soma because it's something that David and I have been playing. It came out last year, I believe, or maybe the year before that. But it's kind of like a horror sci-fi type game where you play as this guy who gets a brain scan and then suddenly he ends up in this like different time where he's in like an underwater like facility. And it kind of it's a horror game and then it kind of has like a monster that kind of chases you sometimes. It definitely has that like creepy atmosphere because you're underwater and it's like very deep underwater and you're like alone, nobody else is there. And it's definitely like it kind of freaks me out sometimes just thinking like being like so underwater and like it's dark and there's something chasing you sometimes and you don't really know what's going on all the time. But it also kind of deals with consciousness and it kind of has like a complex like story to it where what is consciousness? Is it tied to your mind or your brain or your body? And it kind of like makes you think and I really like that about it. I like that it kind of it's creepy and it's also kind of like it's scary in the way that you have to think about such a deep concept about yourself, but it's also scary in that you kind of are in this desolate place with no one else and you don't really understand because it's like a completely different time. Like he goes in like present day and then he ends up in this completely different body in like 2100 and he's like completely lost and it's a really cool game and a really cool experience and I've really enjoyed watching people play it. So
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That they did what's the other game? They're the first Amnesia, that's their
yeah,
big
they did Amnesia, yeah. So it's kind of a similar monster whereas it kind of it's not as like smart, it doesn't like chase you, it's kind of walking around and if you look at it you kind of start to freak
Well,
out.
there's a variety. It's not just that guy. There's like
No, yeah, you're right.
a few others as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. This next segment is a new thing that I stole from another podcast I listened to, but I'm only gonna do one. But so basically, it's which of these games is better, okay? And it's gonna be a quick thing, and you guys are I'm gonna go around, no explanations, just say which one is better. All right?
Okay.
Yep.
Inside or Limbo? David.
Inside.
Cheyenne.
Inside.
Aaron.
Inside.
Limbo is better than Inside.
Fucking high. As
No, I'm fucking with you. Inside's better, but they're both great games.
That was
Yeah.
not a good one because it's so obvious. Like,
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
like Limbo's awesome though.
Yeah, it's
it
really
is.
good.
I don't disagree. It's like great. They're both great, but like Inside just is. It's that, but like, I'm you but stronger.
Exactly.
It's if the question was changed to like if you can only have one and one doesn't exist kind of situation, I think
I'm
Limbo.
still saying Inside.
No, I think Limbo is more important in general to the video game like landscape, if that makes any sense.
At the time,
Because at the time that was like a new thing.
validated
yeah.
those kinds of narrative side scrollers.
But we're gonna do this every week. I'm gonna have two games that we're gonna have to pick from.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you guys until right before I do it, so it's gonna be fun.
All right.
I'm gonna get your snap reactions. Then this one, last thing we do on the show is talk about topic of the week. This one is about pre-orders. We were talking earlier about the season pass for Wolfenstein coming out before the game, and like you can pre-order that, I'm sure. And I just want to get your guys' takes on like how do you feel about pre-ordering games in general? Do you pre-order games? If you do pre-order games, do you pre-order physical, digital? Like how does that all work? Aaron, you can start.
I usually don't, at least not as much as I used to. I used to do it. I don't want to say when I was younger. I mean, it's been a while since I've done it, but I used to do it just to get the pre-order bonuses because sometimes you'd get like a cool gun or whatever the fuck, depending on what game you pre-ordered. And like if it was Dragon Age, I think it was like some skins or like mounts or something. But now I don't pay as much attention to it just because I don't follow release dates as much as I probably should, just because it usually takes me so fucking long to finish a game. That like I play one until I'm done with it, and then I pick up the next one I want to play when I'm ready to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not super worried about pre-ordering stuff.
Cheyenne, how do you?
I don't think we've pre-ordered a game for a while.
You and David
It
can
usu-
talk together because like you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because we usually buy our games together. The last one I remember pre-ordering was Dishonored 2, and I wanted to pre-order that because I liked Dishonored, and I knew that I would like Dishonored 2 whether it like reviewed well or not. Like, that wasn't gonna change. Like, I trust Arcane, and I know that they would put out a good game, so like I wasn't. So that's kind of what I'm worried about with the pre-order. Like, I want to make sure that it's a game that's gonna, first of all, run well, and also, be a
All of a sudden,
good
she was a good
game.
example.
I know it's not a good example. You're right, but
Have you ever got burned
It
on a
was-
pre-order?
Let me think. I don't think so.
I pre-ordered Destiny, and I kind of
Really?
regretted that.
yeah.
No, you
If
didn't.
I-
We
You
played
got
the
We
shit.
so
played the
much.
shit out of it. I didn't like
We
it. It
did.
wasn't a good game.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't know.
We,
We
I
put
didn't,
hundreds of hours into that game.
until the Taken King stuff. That game was not good.
Yo, my opinion.
It wasn't bad.
Nah, it was
Here's my
bad.
opinion.
Yeah.
Taken King was
Opinion
like
incoming. Everybody, you played the shit out of that game, and you got your money's worth.
I don't
That's
agree with
true.
that. That shit's stupid. Just however long I spent
I
with
mean-
something.
Well, no, not how long. Just how much
yeah.
enjoyment you got from it.
The fact that you're coming out with this is stupid.
I
to
got
me. Like, what
enjoyment
the
for hanging out with you and Caleb. We could have gone to fucking McDonald's and done that. I could have gotten a McFlurry instead
Bullshit.
of
Okay.
getting fucking Bungie all my money.
You should never pre-order games.
I regret it. I don't think you should never pre-order games.
You should
Yeah,
never
that's-
do it.
Especially multiplayer games, I think you should
You
pre-order if you
gain
know you're gonna play them.
nothing from doing it.
I think there are.
There
alright,
is
so
way more to be lost than. To
there
gain.
is more to be lost in certain specific games for sure. On Amazon, they do the 20% thing, but that only works if you
You can
not-
do that after release.
but it only works for like a week or two. Is all I'm
Yeah, but
saying.
that's plenty of time.
Alright,
to
I
like
was
get
just
reception.
making that
Yeah.
comment. Best Buy does a
Okay.
thing where if you pre-order a game and then buy it, you get $10 free. Like that's a deal. But that's a very rare circumstance. But with certain games, I don't mind. Like I pre-ordered Pyre, and I'm liking that game and all that. But when I pre-order games, I mainly pre-order games digitally, if that makes any sense. Because I really like the preload feature thing on certain games. Like, and Pyre was very annoying about it because for whatever reason, the game went live at 12 in the afternoon as
Yeah.
opposed to midnight, and I was like really pissed.
Yeah.
But so with that, I pre-ordered The Witcher, and got the preload. That one was cool. That one was the vice versa because it was like they're from Poland or whatever, so I got to play it like 5 hours early or whatever.
That's funny.
But in general, I think pre-ordering. I don't go to the midnight launches or anything like that anymore. I used to do that stuff. I remember we went to what was it, Second Son? I think was the last one I went to. Didn't we go to that, Aaron?
Oh yeah, we did.
I think
That's because that was the first actual fucking
game. Yeah, it was like
game.
the big game for PS4. Yeah, but like I know, David, you've gone to midnights for like Dark Souls and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's fun.
And Zelda.
yeah,
Those
but
are
I don't
most
know.
recent.
I don't typically do it.
We actually went to the midnight release for Fallout 4, and I like regret doing that.
How was that?
It was, it was
It was a big
fine.
midnight release.
Oh, I went to the Dark Souls 3 midnight too.
Yeah.
See, I don't get any enjoyment out of that. Like I can't.
Remember when Dark Souls 2 was coming out, and then we drug CJ to get it with us, and he's like, "I hope this game is terrible," and then it was.
It wasn't terrible, but yeah, it's not as good as the other
He said
two.
that he was like, "I hope
I
this
do
game
remember
is
that.
bad."
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dark Souls 3
So
midnight
I
was
just wanted
fun.
to hang out with
Yeah.
you guys like during the week, and you're like, "Oh, this is all we're gonna do." That's what Aaron dropped out of school. He was like, "I'm not going to any of my classes for a week,"
Oh my
The
god.
fuck?
and then just fucking quit playing or quit doing school. You
Did I
remember
really
that?
do that?
Yeah.
Was that Dark Souls 2?
Yeah, it was Dark Souls 2. I remember you just didn't go to classes
Wow.
for a week. I'm like, I haven't seen you in a while, man. He's like, I've been playing. I gotta get the
Yeah,
fucking.
that makes sense. I
the
mean, I
eli-
believe it.
The elixir of fate and fucking beat Howdwig's ghost. You don't understand, man.
Right.
The levels don't all sync up, so it's a terrible game. But yeah, this has been the Current Gaming Podcast. My name is Charles Blades. You can find me on Twitter at Charles Tilla. Aaron, where can we find you?
At Aaron M. Weeks on Twitter.
Are you gonna be live tweeting Sunday's episode of Breaking Bad? Or not Breaking Bad, Big Brother?
Bad. Wow, what fucking.
They
year
are
we in?
of the same caliber.
BB.
I mean, Kevin's like basically a Breaking Bad character.
He really
so I guess
is,
what you're
dude.
saying.
Holy shit, man. Cheyenne, where can we find you?
I'm on Twitter at Poopflowers.
All right, and David, you are.
I got Dave on Twitter at D_yawning, D_morgue at Instagram. On Instagram.
Cool. I think that's it for this week. We'll be back to you next week, and peace.